Skills, Scars, and Stories. Listen, my name is Jeremy. A lot of you know me from Sharp Woods. I've had that small business for a little while. Always wanted to do a podcast. I've always been interested in podcasts. I've listened to a ton, especially while I'm working in the garage and doing different projects and everything. And I was just sitting there thinking one day, I have so many people that I know that I've met through my woodworking business, through being a firefighter, through kid sports. A lot of things have changed in the last 10 years since we started having kids. Met a lot of new people, made a lot of new friends, very interesting people. Thought it would be really cool to start a podcast and talk about some of the interesting aspects of our lives as we're all changing and growing. Most of it will probably be like dads like me talking. I'm sure there's going to be a few moms that I bring on here. They've got tons of interesting ideas and topics as well. What the original game plan was for this podcast was to talk about just life stories, what we've learned along the way as raising kids. I've only had experience, obviously, raising boys. I have two boys of my own, 12 and 10 years old. One's almost a teenager, getting close. There are different things we've shown them along the way. I feel like the school system hasn't changed a whole lot since really I've been in school, and I understand that there's a lot of regulations to the state on what they're allowed to do and what they're allowed to teach. Some different things about that I want to bring up. I want to see some other people's opinions on that. I feel like when a kid gets out of high school, whether they choose to go to college or a tech school or just straight out of high school, I just want to just get a job, and that's totally fine too. Like the different aspects of life and what that involves, I feel like a lot of younger people in today's world possess the skills to, the day they graduate high school, could they move out and live on their own? Could they troubleshoot life's questions? And the answer to that is no. I don't think any of them have a chance. Would I have had a chance? No, I don't. I think it took me a little while to figure things out along the way as well. And I think that's just good backing from parents and making sure that, you know, when they turn 18, graduate high school, your job as a parent isn't done by any means. But preparing them so it's a little easier for both of you, I think, is definitely possible. I don't know, part of me started thinking about this podcast, and I was like, man, I wish there was a class in school, in high school, that just taught generalized life skills. Like, if there is a light switch that doesn't work in my house, I'm going to figure out how to fix it. Will I get electrocuted? Probably a couple zaps here and there, but that's okay. I'm not dead. Things will happen. I can troubleshoot those problems. I feel like a lot of the younger kids today wouldn't even be able to figure out how to start up a lawnmower without guidance or an instruction manual. The days of just figuring stuff out through trial and error have kind of passed, and I want to see what some of the other parents and dads and moms input and suggestions are on that. I'm hoping to gain from this podcast a little bit of knowledge myself. I'm hoping to learn different ways on how they deal with different situations and raising their children and figuring out their lives. I'm looking at trying to bring into light all of the different careers that the parents have, what was required from those careers, what it takes to continue to be in the careers, whether it's continuing education, just adapting to different situations, learning new things, like how do you stay relevant in each career and what is different options. The fact of the matter is, in and I'm not trying to bash on colleges or higher education. I went to college. I think it was awesome. It was an amazing life experience. But almost every single adult I talk to, maybe not every single one, will say 75% are no, and this is 40 years old and below probably, are no longer in a career that they went to college for. So I don't know. I really enjoy listening to Mike Rowe's podcast a lot. I think he's doing amazing things for the tech industry and the trades jobs and everything else. I want to learn about the different fields that even some of my friends are in. You know, we get to be close to people as we get older, and we get to become friends because our kids are friends, and we talk about our kids. That's what we do. We talk about their sports. We talk about how school's going for the kids. How's this and that? Yeah, I might know that so and so does this for their job, but I really don't know that much about them. And I think it'd be interesting to really sit down with different people in different aspects of life and figure out what really is involved in some of their careers. Not as a benefit, not only as a benefit to me, but as a benefit to um, the parents watching that might go, hey, you know what? Johnny or Susie, they should listen into this episode. They said they were interested in this career. Maybe they can get some information. Maybe they can go, oh, maybe that's not what's for me. Maybe it is. Uh, just to open up some different ideas that not every job, not every curriculum necessarily requires you to go to college. And if it does, what level of college, where you have to go. We talk to people so often and they say, oh, yeah, I'm in finance. Well, what the hell is finance? I really don't know. Or, oh, yeah, I build houses. Okay, well, what what do you do? Like, you build houses, like, do you build it from the ground up with a hammer and a nail all by yourself? No, most of the time, uh, general contractor or something is going to have 30 different businesses that he calls to do certain tasks. He organizes it. Um, so, in to tell you the truth, I really don't know what that takes. So I'm pretty curious, and I want to learn about that. I want to learn about what other parents are doing to show their kids or lead by example. I want to learn what other parents are doing to help teach their kids what to do in certain situations, how to handle them in all aspects of life, whether it's trying to figure out something. If they fail, I want to know, what do they do? What does the mom or dad or whoever my guest is do differently than I do? I'm hoping to gain some knowledge here to help me become a better parent along with you. I think there's, and I'm definitely a fault of this, there's a lot of times, at least in my household, that it's like something goes wrong or something is broken or the kid is trying to figure out something and it's like, here, just give me it, let me do it, I can get it done in 10 seconds, it's going to take you 2 hours. It's hard, at least for me, maybe some of you, to step back and just say, hey, here's the screwdriver or whatever tool you need, figure it out. Step back, let them fail a few times, then trying to encourage them into saying, hey, it's all right, you messed up, now figure out what you messed up, how you messed up, and then reapproach it. Take a breath, come back and reapproach it. It's always been super intriguing to me on when you have those rare moments in life that you step back and you go, and you look at life through your kid's eyes for a second and you realize, man, I really messed up. And that's okay. We're all learning. And I think by hearing other people's stories about their situations that they may have encountered or they have done in life with their kids, even if you pull 1% from each of my podcasts and go, hey, that kind of resonated with me or that made sense to me, I think it would be pretty cool to be able to share that. And who knows, maybe you don't like this at all, and that's totally fine too, because I think it's going to be beneficial for me, and I think it will help me become a better human, a better dad, just a better person in general. I guess if I was to sum this podcast up, what's going to be happening? I'm going to be interviewing different parents, whether it's dads or moms, asking them about their careers, what they do for a living, how they got there, what it requires. I'm going to be asking them how they manage different situations with their children. So they are building in some resilience and grit in their kids, because I feel like the world we are in is lacking some of that. Not that I am not saying that you have to be the tough kid that never cries or never does this or that. I'm just saying that there seems to be a lot of, oh, I messed this up, I just want to give up. Screw this, I'm done. I'm interested in how parents other than myself are reacting and teaching their kids how to, hey, I know it sucks right now, but you're going to have to dust off, get up, and you're going to have to keep going. I think that's the only way that we can count on the next generation below us to thrive. There's so much technology in the world. There are so many advances, and so much has changed even since I've been a kid. I mean, when I was in maybe like sixth grade was like the first ever computers. I remember having to learn how to type, and the World Wide Web was just this green screen that you could ask a question and then it'd take 5 minutes and it'd give you an answer. And I don't think I'm that old yet. So in the matter of what our children are going to see in advances, how fast things have went, it's going to be insane. They're going to have flying cars. They're going to have all sorts of technology. They probably won't even drive cars. Who knows? I don't know. I'm going to teach my kids how to drive a car, fix a car, change the oil, do the tires, everything. But it, in a world that is going so fast, I don't want to lose some of the old skills, old trades, figuring things out for yourself in life. So I want to see what others' thoughts are on that and what they're doing to help their families and kids. And even getting down to, you know, what does a family dinner mean to them? What does it mean to sit around a table, and do those exist much? It's always been fairly important in our world, in our life. So I wanted to see if it was in others. Totally understanding there's madness and craziness in kids sports schedules, everything else. uh Sometimes it doesn't happen. I'm just curious if other families try to get that in, if it's important, what some of their traditions or rituals are as far as family dinner or family meeting time or a breakdown. The main thing with my podcast is it's going to be real. It's not going to be a perfect parenting guide to success on Instagram and pretty pictures. We'll probably swear every now and then. We'll probably have a drink here or there, depending on what time to film it. It's going to be real people. It's going to be talking about real problems that they've had, real experiences. And I feel like the world of social media, of the internet, of everything is, I think there's not going to be a podcast out there like this of two real people sitting down, talking, chatting about real things happening in life, that's not switched around to be made look like perfection, that's not posted on a beach. Like, clearly, most of the time my podcast may even take, my goal was to do podcasts in my actual garage, in my workshop. Right now it is 30 degrees outside if I'm lucky. My garage is unheated. Well, it's heated, but I have like a salamander heater. That would be loud as crap trying to film a podcast. So, guess what I did? I came down in my basement and I put up this little poster banner here of my like woodworking business, and figured it'd be a nice little attribute to it. And I brought my computer desk down into this little corner of the basement. If you saw the rest of the basement, there's baseballs, basketballs, hockey sticks, toys all over the place. I'd clean this little area. I'm not gonna lie. This area looks decent. The rest of the basement, explosion from kids. But you know what? That's real. So it's not going to be pretty. It's not it, but it's going to be real. We're going to say a lot of ums and in thinking and trying to figure things out as we're talking to each other. So I hope you guys can enjoy it. I hope you will be able to learn something from each episode. I'm really excited to talk to quite a few people and learn some new things along the way, and get to know a lot of my friends even better. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this. Uh, More or less talking about skills, some scars and stories that we've all along the way accrued along the way. More or less talking with jack of all trades people, moms or dads that, you know, the crap hits the fan, they're gonna figure it out. It might take a few times, but they're gonna figure it out. Okay, so hopefully you guys will enjoy the podcast. We'll call this episode 0.5. All right. I'll try to release my first episode shortly after this. Cheers.